for now, we'll create a workflow for collecting customer data through a web form. Once the customer fills in the information and clicks the submit button, the workflow will automatically send email notifications to customers without the need for a clean to write the letters. We will use AI to create or write the letters for the customers and send them automatically. All right, let's see how this flow works. Now, when the submit button is pressed, you'll notice that an email will automatically pop into the inbox as a notification. All right, let's take a look at the email. This would be the email generated by the workflow just now. The customer only filled in their first and last name, email, company, and position. This email was automatically created by the AI. So let's go create this workflow and get it working using PromptX.ai. Let's go. When we log in on the PromptX.ai platform, click on the New Flow button and select from scratch to create a new flow reel. Now, when we've created a new flow, to start, there is a select trigger. This trigger will be an input, whether it's received from a web form or from the database or anything. Initially, we will create a web form to collect data and send an email, letting AI write the email. Let's start by clicking the arrow, have the back. Click the arrow, and we will use a web form. Then type the word web form. This web form will be the human input, which is the core for the API. It's a core form that is standard within the platform. Then we click to select the web form. After we have made the selection, we need to create the web form first to simulate the data, designing it. Now, for the input, we press the add button. Then in the field name, we enter the field we need. In this case, we want name, first name, last name, and then set the type to text, and then add an item. We also have an email to send for sending emails, and the type is also text. Then add an item. We will enter the position or title. For the client's type is also text, and then add item, then enter it as department. And the type is also text. Finally, we will enter the company name. The type is text as well. Now, when we under form, we need to preview to Caspi input to see if it matches what we want or not. To start, let's click the publish button. Before we click the publish button, we will see the publish form URL. This is the URL that will be the URL as for where we will input the data. So we click the copy button first, then click or place at the top to begin the process of the. And this workflow, once we have published it, I'll click on the web form again. Finally, we will test the trigger to see what the trigger we created looks like from the web form and how the information will come in. Now we click on test trigger, then open a new tab and paste the URL that we copied, which is the publish URL. Once the URL is entered, we will see the interface of the web form we just created. Now let's try entering some data and then press the submit button. Now after pressing the submit button, we switch back to our ProTemp. We will notice that on the right side, at the bottom where it says generate sample data, there is an input-output section. On the output side, this is the data that we just entered from the trigger we used a moment ago. Next, we said we would send this information to AI for analysis and to create an email. Then we click the plus sign at the bottom, which is for processing so that AI can work. And we click the plus sign and then go into the AI section below. Then we type to find OpenAI, which we will use ChatGPT. There are actually various AI modules to choose from, but for now, we will use the basic one, which is ChatGPT. Then for ChatGPT, we need to input the API keys, which involves selecting a connection. Click Create New Connection and select Create Just Once. We can then use it with various workflows within the project under our account immediately, which the users themselves need to know about the API keys of ChatGPT, which involves a cost that we have to pay to ChatGPT as well. I have already created it. The API keys are set up, we need to select a model. As many of you know, when using the AI of ChatGPT, there are various models to choose from, and each model has differing capabilities. So here I will use ChatGPT version 4.40 latest. So once we have selected the model, right here at the question part, it's about prompting, meaning what tasks we will instruct the AI to perform. Now, I will say that this prompt, I'll have the AI write an email to send a thank you to the customer who filled out our web form. What information will we send? We'll send the customer's name, information about their position, and information about the customer's department filled out from the web form. We can write the prompt in Thai or in English. I have already prepared this. Well, in this case, we tell it that we will take the data from the web form to inform AI what the customer's name is and how it is. We've already triggered the information from the first web form page. Now, when we click on the question box, a selector window will appear on the left-hand side, Data Selector. The data selector here will have information as a node located above these. If we have already set a trigger, we can insert or click the drop-down arrow. If it is an object or JSON, it can display data like this. So we can select, as in this example here. In this form, it says customer name and then insert. For the position, we can also insert data in the web form for the position. Department, it can be selected. This is why we use the web form, as it is quite convenient. From there, once we have selected, we test to see if the prompt we entered retrieves the information we want. We then press the test step button below. Once you test the step below, it will connect with ChatGPT or the AI we have configured. The output is what ChatGPT has analyzed and crafted into an email. Now, once we have the email content, finally, we need to indicate that we want to send it as an email, right? We need to proceed to send. We click on the button below, the plus sign, then select Gmail and go to Node. With the action send email, here when it comes to send email, we need to do a connection or connect with Google, which is Gmail itself. Click on select connection, then we create connection. Here we will use Gmail as the base for sending out emails. Now, if everything is ready, click connect. Once we connect, it will prompt us to select the connection we need to contact Google. Once the connection is complete and configured, we will configure the email section. For the receiver, first we specify to whom the email will be sent. We can press the add item button to type in an email or use an email from a web form. Here, we will use the email from the web form, then click on receive email and add item. After that, go to the data sector in the web form and select the data font that is email with that submenu file when it comes up. Then in the subject section, we can create a subject such as, next we say that we won't write the email ourselves. For the body type, we will use the email from ChatGPT. We can insert the word dear who, dear customer name. Then add the data from ChatGPT. Beyond this, for the sender name, we can change the sender names. Instead of sending the real first and last name of the email owner, we can say, for example, customer service or self-center, and change the sender name to something like customer. Service can send. This is the email configuration. If attachments are sent, files can be attached. Finally, when the flow is completed as intended, we have the web form, the AI, and the email outputs. Let's test the step. If the test step passes, it will show test successful here. The output indicates that it has successfully connected with Gmail. That's all. We can now use this workflow every time we provide the URL of this web form for customers to fill in. When the customer fills out this web form, it will automatically send an email with the AI writing the email for us. Lastly, don't forget, once we've finished work and click publish, every time we make an edit, we must press her button. Publish everything to make sure the flow works according to the concrete we want. Finally, then don't forget that if you need any additional information, you can visit the website PromptXAI.com. Here, there are features and solutions for everyone to follow, and there are also various live sessions for further study.